It was a world, a picture book or an idea book for Magic Gathering Zendikar or anyway. It was like all the ideas they had when creating this world. Anyway, it had lots of pirates and dinosaurs. I'm like, I need this. So yeah.
Primarily Critical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primarily Critical of Movies at an After Party. This would be it.
If you have not seen this film, we suggest that you do so before listening any further.
We got spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy, and we can't wait to share them.
Good, bad, new, old, weird, or gross.
We pass judgment on them all.
Today, in a fight between a lion and a dragon, this movie would have you put your money on the lion. Now, in this crazy set of circumstances, I think maybe the dragon might be bigger, but my name is Steve, and I'm here with these two fine gentlemen. The
Christian.
one, yeah,
And butter.
and yeah. How are you guys doing? Did you like the gentleman?
I'm fine.
Fine. It's not the stupidest Guy Ritchie movie I've watched. Almost watched.
Greg, this was your pick, man.
Yeah.
Defend yourself, sir.
I had a good time with it. You know, I mean, I'm not picking movies that. Well, I mean, I guess this pick wasn't my. Oh, got to be an Academy Award-winning pick. I just like the twists and the turns and the gat gun beat. You know.
Ooh, what a twist!
And it delivered in spades for me. What a twist! No, that's a different director.
It was a different director, yeah.
Was there enough? There was enough action for you in this one.
I enjoyed the action. It wasn't overpowering. There was enough of it. You know, I like the whole kind of gangland, British stuff like Snatch, Lock, Stock, that kind of stuff. You know, where there's a little more heady mother talking and stuff. And then, you know, like bang, 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 you know. And that's kind of what this one delivered. So.
It was, I gotta say, I watched this movie when it came out last year. Like even in theaters, I saw it. I think it was during a date night with my wife, and we liked it. But it wasn't that good. This time I watched. This was the second time I watched it, and I was paying more attention, and I didn't have distractions, and it was easier. It was better. I liked it the second time I watched it. Better the second
Really?
time.
In a movie theater without children, with your wife, you had more distractions than you did at home.
Whoa! Keep it PG here. Like, yeah, please.
Well, calm down there, gentlemen. Okay, it's just it's a complicated movie. There's a lot of ins and outs, and
Yeah.
I had an easier time consuming it the second time.
Yeah, they're also not speaking English, or they're not using words that make any sense.
They're speaking
English,
Cockney.
just not
They're
the
speaking
same.
Cockney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I heard a term that Anglo-Terra. Do you remember hearing that in the movie?
That's French for England.
Oh,
Angleterre.
Angleterre.
wow. Anyway, I was just
Do you want a sidebar to that?
Yeah, please.
Okay, you know the Elephant and Castle, the restaurant,
Yeah.
right? That is from L'Enfant Castille, so which is French, but has nothing to do with Elephant and Castle. It just sounds like it. So L'Enfant Castille, l'enfant in French is child, and Castille is a region, right? Whereas when they heard it, it was a pub, so they're like the Elephant and Castle, L'Enfant Castille, right? You know, so now it's an elephant on a castle or whatever their logo is, right? But it has nothing to do with, you know, but that's where they got it from.
Castilian? Is that what Castille means?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just that region whatever. So I was just like, okay, but it's like that kind of thing when you get two languages that are like, well, yeah, and then it's completely something else.
Yeah, the French have been doing that, so the English have been doing that to each other for years. It's both ways.
Yeah.
Franglish.
Yeah, Franglish.
Franglais. Yeah.
Yeah, and Spanglish, and there's all kinds of
That's another movie
bastardized
you've been reviewing.
languages.
Spanglish.
Yeah.
Well, they what do they call him, like Raimundo or something like that? They dabbled in Spanish.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, you mean the
Grant keeps saying Raymond.
yeah.
Raymond. And it made me keep thinking of my dad's name. Hey, Raymond, what are you doing, Raymond? So Hugh Jackman plays Fletcher, and he's trying to blackmail the mob.
Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman, different guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
He's got
Same
those...
initials.
So there's a J.
Yeah, I'm sure they would understand.
Yeah.
Just comment down below if you'll understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hugh Grant. He plays Fletcher, who's a reporter, intrepid reporter.
No, he's a tabloid reporter. Like that's a big deal over in the UK, right? Like UK Daily Mail and all that kind of garbage.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, they seem to be swinging around quite a bit of money, a considerable amount of money. But
yeah.
Anyway, so this guy, he's trying to blackmail a kingpin, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Which is a great idea. I'm being sarcastic.
Seems smart.
I don't see how he could possibly have thought this was going to go well for him.
Well, he had all his insurance policies in place.
He did, but even like a trigger-happy goon would end his plan right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not well versed in the old blackmail, but yeah, I guess it seemed like he did have his bases covered. He had case number 1, case number 2, of hidden info.
Yeah.
So that if something happened to him, it would go out, right? To the correct authorities, I guess.
I guess. Or it would go to one of the newspapers for sure.
Or the Russians. That was the other thing because he was playing side A versus side B,
Yeah.
So.
Now, at the end of the movie, I wasn't sure about it the first time I saw it, but the second time I saw it, it was a lot clearer. The coach is in charge of a gym.
Yes.
And this gym full of kids, they're highly skilled but not very smart. And so they keep trying to pull crimes, and the coach keeps trying to reel them in.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, these kids get these brilliant idea that they're just going to kill Mickey.
Yeah.
And it works in his favor because they end up killing the Russians that are driving him.
Yeah, they save Mickey.
They save Mickey. But that isn't Mickey saving himself by any stretch of the imagination.
No, he was a dead man.
He was dead. And there's no kinging his way out of that.
No.
So I don't know. It doesn't. It just seems like a wild set of circumstance, not like a planned out story.
And this strikes you as odd because you're watching a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah.
Like
there's a lot of fantastic like.
There's always a half planned, and then the other half is like he's the type of person that falls into the pile of manure and comes out smelling like roses, right?
Yeah, I guess
they always have sort of that character there.
Yeah.
Was anybody a little bit happy at the beginning when it was sort of teased that Matthew McConaughey got his brains blown out into his beer?
I don't know. I'm not a Matthew McConaughey hater.
Not a hater, but not a fan. After he did his whole lion thing.
Lion thing. Rawr.
Uh, well, I wanted to know more. I wanted to know context. It made me hungry for the rest of the movie.
Well, they actually in the opening credits with all the still images that were sort of stylized comic book art or whatever they were doing there.
You know,
They
yeah,
gave
with
away
smoke.
the whole plot was given away in those stills that you eventually caught up with. So I thought we were going to get the ending of the movie and then be shown how it got there.
Okay. Well, I mean, at the end of it, like Matthew McConaughey's in the movie, but it's really more Ray, like Charlie Hunnam, right? You know, like
yeah,
he's
Hannum.
Ray and Fletcher fighting.
Yeah, you know, those two guys, and then just all the cutscenes where he's like, make it happen. He's got to do all the
Yeah.
go down into the get the phones,
Yeah.
stuff like that, right?
I gotta go speak. I'll take care of Georgie myself.
Yeah.
Oh man. Now there's a certain number of directors out there that you immediately recognize their work. Quentin Tarantino, Guy Ritchie. You would recognize those.
Shyamalan.
Excuse me, Shyamalan.
Ridley Scott.
You would recognize Ridley Scott?
Probably.
Okay, that's awesome. But I mean, is it more skilled to be able to show that the movie is yours, or is it more skilled to be able to be any other actor, or is it be a chameleon kind of thing?
I don't know. We'd have to ask Kevin Bacon about that.
Kevin Bacon.
Well, that's what he is, right? Like you never. He's in all the movies as all the support roles, but you never like, oh, this is how he always acts. He acts like whatever is needed, as opposed to, it's like this is him. He's not like Michael Cera. That's just like this is a always the same thing. I don't know.
Or Owen Wilson, same guy in every movie.
Same guy in every movie, just with a different name.
Yeah. Well, there's like you used to be able to pick out a Kevin Smith movie, but he's gotten better to the point where I no longer recognize his work, because he used to do tons and tons of camera on a tripod, shots where the camera wouldn't move, and you used to be able to recognize J.J. Abrams from all his lens flares, but that's not so much anymore. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I take it you like Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Are you good?
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
It's even the worst thing is that they're not even real. There's no light hitting the camera lens. He puts them in later.
Yeah.
Photoshop filter, lens flare, add, click, 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 click. Render.
You didn't do enough
it's
clicking.
Cinematic, Christian. It's cinematic.
So we definitely have a directorial style of telling a visual story that is a crutch, which is too much lens flare. And then I don't know, Guy Ritchie is maybe not the worst offender. It's that it's his style, but he's still telling a good story in a cool way, in maybe a way you haven't seen before.
And it's never point A to point B. It's more Dennis the Menace-y. Kind of like.
Yeah, he'll show something crazy, and then he'll get to that same point in 3 different ways.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool,
And then Quentin Tarantino is just like, all right, we're gonna have a self-indulgent, 39-minute monologue about toothpicks.
Coffee.
And then we'll have a Mexican standoff, because there'll always be a standoff.
Yeah.
Some dramatic building music behind it.
Yeah.
But to come back to your question, yeah, like you kind of like, if I know the director is known for that and I like that, then yes, definitely I want to see the movie, even though, or at least it gets you on the hype train to see the movie. But then again, you got the flip side. If you're not into something like that, that would turn people away from it. So I guess it's like know your audience, or
The
Yeah.
previous Guy Ritchie movie that I tried to watch was the King Arthur one. I think it was just called King Arthur.
yes.
And I stopped watching it. I quit watching it. It sucked because of the visual nonsense that was going on.
But it wasn't gang related in England and all wrapped together.
It was England.
It was England, but not.
And the gangs were Saxons and you know.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind King Arthur at all, but I understand where you're coming from, and yeah, I know what you mean. There's a director I hate with a fiery intensity. He made Pearl Harbor and all the Transformer movies.
Michael Bay explosions.
Yeah, Michael Bay.
But and a big but here. He made one movie that I loved, Pain and Gain, and it was inexplicable. I don't know why I really like that movie, but he has a style that really grinds my gears, and and then Pain and Gain was brilliant. I loved it. I can't explain it. So
I've never heard of that one, but I have heard of the other Michael Bay. So his best movie, in your opinion, is the one that is like the least commercially successful.
Yeah.
Which means that he's just going to make more explosions because he wants money.
Well,
right.
For sure he wants money, doesn't everybody?
He's not getting the attention that he should, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's commercially rewarded for making shit movies.
You like his artsy.
Yeah, you liked his artsy art house film, and that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah,
hipster.
I've been called worse.
Yeah.
Did you want to? Sorry.
We got goatee. We got thick black glasses. Check. We're done.
Yeah. He shaved his beard. Yeah, it was hot.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
hot in the summertime.
Some of it's still there. Why are there never any people in these locations? Like every gangster has a restaurant or a pub or a lounge, and there's nobody there. Nobody ever there.
Because the pub isn't making money from the customers.
No, it's a front.
money laundering sink.
Laundering, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or they have hookers upstairs or something.
Yeah. Come on, haven't you watched Ozarks? Come on, they explain the whole thing there.
A restaurant can be justified in losing millions of dollars. So that's where all your profits go.
Yeah,
So every once in a while, we need to dump a barrel of booze down into the sewer because we need them to think the customers are coming.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tons of money.
And then the conclusion, right? Okay, so we find out that Mickey has survived his encounter with 2 or 3 different rivals gangs, but now he's back. He's back in the business. He's not going to be able to retire and be a country toff of his own. What's he going to do now?
It always seems to be that way. You end up being the bigger fish on top all the time.
Well, he says there's a point in the movie where Charlie's character, Raymond, points out that there's this big, beautiful yard behind the castle. And he says to his boss, Mickey, he's like, hey, we should get one of these. And he said, that's the plan. So I think his plan is to sell his business and
that was the plan. And
it didn't work. It fell apart.
It fell apart.
So he can't sell his business. He's still the marijuana king of England, and now there's a vacuum of the heroin kings.
Yeah,
and whatever the Israeli guy was doing. Or no, he was American.
He's still alive though.
But he's missing a pound of flesh. Or he froze to death because he didn't wire the money correctly.
The money, yeah. Exactly.
What was his name? Dry Eye? No, that was a different guy.
Well, there's Big Dave. Is Fuck with a PH?
No, that was.
No, it must have been
That was the
Frasier.
uncle.
Fraser? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it must have been Fraser, the guy who was setting up to buy his business and then double crossed him to lower the price.
Yeah.
God.
Anyway, so he's out of the picture. He's not going to sell the business to Simon or Fraser.
No.
Yeah.
Gotta sell it to somebody else. That's annoying. Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah, there's a limited number of people in the world who can A, afford it, and B, be willing to be in this business.
Yeah.
I think he just has to hand it off to Charlie, to Ray.
Yeah, and then take a slice off the top.
Yep, and just be retiring to management from afar.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway, I think that's all my questions.
So Ray decides he's going to serve some steak. And he goes into his house and he pulls the steak out of the freezer. And then you see the body in there, which is all very dramatic. But he takes the frozen steak and he puts it onto the grill, and you can see him flopping around this non-frozen steak on the Barbie. Did that grind your gears?
Well, there was a little bit of time shear there. I don't know how long Fletcher was in his, being a pain in the ass, like hours and hours. So I guess it had time to thaw.
Yeah, I guess so. Or maybe he nuked it, or
yeah, you microwave like
$300
an ounce
a beautiful steak. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No. I guess I don't know. See, and then at some point during the same visit, they drag the body out of the freezer, and he runs into them in the hallway, which is hilarious.
You forgot to wash your hands.
I didn't see anything.
You know what he probably did? He probably put it in an immersion cooker, and then he seared it afterwards.
Sous vide.
Yeah, sous vide.
That's it.
Yep.
Speaking of all these words that are taken by.
I
did read in the trivia. There's a lot of nitpicky details that the director, like the fashion and the watches and the colors of the shoes and everything is. So there's a story. He knows what happened to that steak.
Yeah.
He's just not telling.
It just wasn't on film.
Seems like a fastidious man.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant, not Hugh Jackman, revealed on the Graham Norton show that he had not met Matthew McConaughey during the shoot of The Gentleman. In fact, the first time they met was on that same show. That's so freaky to me that sometimes actors can be in the same movie and they have never met.
Yeah, they didn't share any screen time, so there was no reason them to be on the same set. So,
yeah,
scheduling and locations, they never had to be together. Why would you pay them to hang out?
Hang out when you didn't need to.
Yeah.
But you've seen that in other movies where it's like actors are on a hit show, but they despise each other, so they are still working together, but not working together at all.
Yeah. That's frustrating to me, especially with really successful shows. Because you want so badly in your head for these characters to get along.
Yeah.
That's not always the case.
To be real.
Yeah.
Well, people forget that the characters aren't the actors, right? The actors are portraying a character, and it's like, But,
well, just try harder, people.
I'm sure they try hard for their, what did you say earlier? Money makes it easier.
Money makes, yeah.
Yeah.
Softens the blow.
Softens the blow. Yeah. To help with his long monologue-heavy shots, Hugh Grant wrote a cheat sheet. The night before he was scheduled to shoot, his car was broken into. The robber took his script and the cheat sheet, so Grant needed to go without them.
What a pain in the ass.
I wonder if that would be worth something, though, right? Like, you're just like, I've got Hugh Grant's cheat sheet. eBay, baby. Like, not now, but eventually.
I don't know.
Well, it'd probably be handwritten too, so it might not even be legible to anybody but Hugh Grant.
Well, here's hoping.
Movie nostalgia later on down the line.
Yeah. When Michael returns to his empty pub, Gritchy Brewery van can be seen outside. Gritchy Brewing Company is owned by the director Guy Ritchie. Earlier in the movie, the beer brand can also be seen on the tap inside the bar. If you're going to do product placement, it might as well funnel directly into your own pocket.
Yep.
It's
That was a bit of a deep dive. I didn't notice that, but
I'm going to read this next point because it feeds right into that. The pint glasses in the film bear the name Lore of the Land, a pub owned by director Guy Ritchie with football player David Beckham in Fitzroy, in central London. Anyway, yeah. So this guy knew what he was doing. He was feeding all. That movie was feeding all of his other ventures. You know, so even if the movie didn't do very good, I'm sure it would. You know, he's got a pub, he's got a brewing company.
Yeah, that's how you launder money. So maybe Guy Ritchie's actually a gangster. I was trying to see if David Beckham had produced, put any money into this. It doesn't say.
Yeah, well, that's just Wikipedia though.
But you see stuff like that in movies. You know, you don't always think about it, but it's like another Hugh Grant movie, the Notting Hill, right? They show that blue door thing where he lived in Notting Hill, obviously, right? And so many people would just go to see this place. Or another classic is Zihuatanejo from Shawshank Redemption, right? After they dropped that name in the movie, that place became like a crazy tourist town because everyone had to go see it because the waters were blue and green or whatever, right? You know, and now it's just like some of these others, but before it was a nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of joke about it, but yeah, you do get something like that. Like, oh look, there's that beer. I got to go have that beer now because it's from my favorite director or something like that, right? You got fans, right? Fans are crazy.
Yeah, well, totally. I know that if I go to London, I'm gonna probably try and check out Lore of the Land. That'd be cool. I could try and see if it was filmed in the same building. Probably not, but maybe.
Maybe.
But I mean, like, okay, so you need a bar, you need a beer pull, right? Whatever they call that thing, and you have one made already for your bar, right? So yeah, why not? This guy knew what he was doing. This guy has
He's vertically integrated.
He is. He's hooked up, as they say.
See, if the director of Shawshank Redemption had purchased land in Zihuatanejo and put a resort on it, and
Filthy
then
rich.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Guy Ritchie did. He did that first, and then put the shit in his movie.
Mm-hmm. And you don't have it in your cool little trivia, but he's actually the guy that Fletcher pitches the whole story to at the end. Is Guy Ritchie pretending to be that movie exec?
I thought that was supposed to be Weinstein.
Oh.
The guy that he was. He's like, what you need is a sequel.
Oh,
yeah, but that is Guy Ritchie. I don't know if it was supposed to be someone else, but that was him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's not even in the credits, and he didn't even say anything.
No,
Fletcher just said like, "Okay, here's the script. Okay, bye."
Yeah.
I think he might have said something. He said, "What happened? What happened to Mickey?" Right.
Oh, right. He said, "Yeah. Well, you'll need to find out in the sequel."
Yeah. Which may or may not happen depending on how you think it ended.
Wow. Who knows? Who knows? Is that the gentleman?
It
That's
is.
Gentleman.
All right. Very good. Be sure to check us out next Monday at noon. We're covering Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted Face the Music. Christian, this was your pick without any spoilers. Why'd you pick it?
You know what? I watched Bill and Ted 1 and remember it with fondness. I know I've seen Bill and Ted 2, but I didn't remember it at all. And then I was like, okay, 30 years later, I need to see what happened, right? Like, whether it's good or not, I don't know. I had to find out.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll find out. Be sure to check us out next Monday at noon. In the meantime, primarythecritical.com. We have merch, people. We have sweaters and t-shirts and coffee mugs. You could be drinking a Primarily Critical coffee while watching Primarily Critical. Isn't that a dream that we've all had? I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Definitely.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Good night.